Hey America, I said I wasn't going to make another video today, and I'm not sure if I'm going to post this one or not. I still feel like I'm driving here with God, and as I said, if you followed along, I got 4 voices in my head, and they're swearing up a storm right now. So what I'm trying to say might not come out the way I want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I went from Brennan's Smoke Shop, and it's funny, he mentioned his new commercial, and I just heard it on the radio. And I'm smoking one of the Romeo y Julietas and enjoying my drive. I'm stuck in traffic. And I'm listening to Kevin's Corner on my YouTube. And he made the perfect video of how I feel about Joe Biden the other night in his speech. This man is incoherent. How is anyone propping him up and saying he's the leader of this country? I don't know who's in charge of this country right now, but it sure as hell ain't Joe Biden. Listen to him. He can't carry two thoughts. It's insane. Follow Kevin's Corner. If I could have made a video, that's the one I would have made because it's perfect. All right? It tells you exactly how I feel about Joe Biden right now. Follow Kevin's Corner. He's always bringing sense to nonsense. That being said, I'm going to make sure I'm lit here, killing my COVID. When I take a drive and I say I feel I'm one with God, right now I have no pain whatsoever in my body. Every voice in my head is on the same level and I'm calm, cool, collected. But they are flying. That means 2 things. I need some food or I need the 1 pill. I can do without the 1 pill as long as I get food, but I'm going to do what the 1 voice in my head tells me to do. Let's go get the pill, stupid. It only takes 10 minutes. You're heading that way anyway. Then I'm going to get back on the highway and put on Tom McDonald. And I swear it's crazy as hell and it sounds nuts to you, but I feel like I'm spreading God around me as I'm driving. And if that relaxes me, I told the wife, who am I hurting? I put $15 in the car. I go $15 worth. $8.50 one way, $8.50 the other way. Talk to a few people on the way. Maybe I made them laugh. I've already made a bunch of people laugh today. I could make a whole bunch of videos, but I'm not going to. I've bored you enough with all those. And maybe I haven't bored you. Maybe I can make you laugh again, but there'll be another day. That being said, we take for granted. One of the voices in my head is telling me, go take care of the leaves, what my wife's been telling me to do. I put it off. She hasn't really bitched about it, but she mentioned it. And I was putting it off. I procrastinate. The 1 voice in my head is saying, bring the dog home, put the leaves, take care of the leaves. If I still feel energy, then go ahead, who's it hurting, go take a ride. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on Tom McDonald, cruise down the highway, see if it opens up, because it happens quite a bit. I put on Tom McDonald, I start cruising through traffic, and everything opens up. I don't know if, I know it's coincidence, probably, maybe. I don't know. It still amazes me. It happens all the time. If I don't pay attention, next thing I know, I'm driving 70 and I go, wow, when did that happen? Anyway, that being said, I'm cruising with God right now. I'm in a good place. Having my Romeo. We've checked out motorcycles. Oh, and it's funny, one thing I wanted to say, I ran into a Christians for Christ biker. He was an old guy, and I stopped to get a coffee, and I asked him, I asked him about his membership and does he have a lot of young people joining? And he got offended, like not offended, but he, taken aback, he said, what kind of question is that to ask? No, it's not like he was in a gang of criminals, I hope, because it says Bikers for Christ. So I didn't really get into it with him because he just conspiratorial, I want to say, for no other. I said, oh, and I just said to him, I was just curious because I noticed a lot of bikers, but it doesn't seem like you're getting a younger age group. And I was wondering, with Bikers for Christ, are there more young people finding themselves these days, just as I have? I find myself coming back to Christ, reading the Bible, trying to live holier and not holier than thou. That being said, I'm a work in progress. I always will be. The voices in my head don't help, but that one that I'm supposed to listen to, I'm listening to a lot more. So, and here comes a little guy in his little motorcycle. Isn't that cool? Anyway, dog's sleeping. She didn't even pay attention. That's her favorite thing in life. It's a motorcycle. That being said, that's why I like Campton Beach. There's lots of motorcycles. Dog has fun. Anyway, that being said, we take things for granted in this country. Just like I was saying about this Olympic soccer team. Boy, do you take things for granted. We've been given so much, and there's so much left in front of us. And our selfishness and just our inability to look within ourselves and to realize how great things really are. And I do it myself. I feel pity and I feel self-loathing and things I'm supposed to do that I don't, and then I just let it pile up, and it's my own psychosis that allows that to happen. Part of the reason is that the house that we moved into isn't the house that I envisioned. And that's mostly because I don't know how to fix a damn thing without making it look like hell. You should see my patio. It was my first thing. My wife and I were just joking about it because she wants to hire somebody to do some work around the house, and we discussed it. She was worried about the money. I don't mind working overtime if I see where the money's going to. If it just seems to go to taxes and bills, then Jesus, I feel no incentive to get my ass to work. But when I find that she's doing things, we got a new pool liner. I didn't mind working all the overtime to help pay for that. It's hard to tell her these things. I know you should do it anyway just to provide more for the family, and that's selfish of me not to want to, but it's not that I don't want to, but do you understand that I feel like sometimes life's too short to be in that one building, but then sometimes I'm outside and life's too short not to be working. Is that crazy? Yeah, it probably is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know which way I'm going. I never know which way I'm going. But the voice in my head is telling me one way, so that's where I've been going lately, and it leads to a good place. I was thinking about going to work tonight. They allowed me to come in, but the way I feel right now, I don't want to. And there's nothing bad about that. I like the people I work with. They're fine and all that. And they know I'm nuts, or I found God. Or some of them watch my videos and they make comments. And I love that they watch my videos, and that's wonderful. And some of them walk on eggshells because of the one video I made. Yeah, I have psychosis. I don't know if you call it schizophrenia or whatever you want to call it. I'm not afraid of it. And that's what I'm trying to show people with my videos, that you can have psychosis, you can have schizophrenia, you can have your belief in God, and you can survive, and you can take one day at a time, and you deal with it and work with it. And I'm shaking right now, so I think I'm going to post this. The dog hasn't started licking my hand yet, so that tells me maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Usually when she starts giving me kisses, that means God's with us. And then she goes and hides in the back seat. I know that sounds crazy. It is what it is. I'm crazy, the dog's crazy. What can I tell you? She's supposed to be my therapeutic animal, but she took over, she took after me, as my kids would say. She's grouchy and bitches at people, and she chased a little cat. I was so upset. She chased a little cat that's hiding around our car. I wanted to try to introduce the kitten to her and see if they'd get along, and maybe we'd be allowed to get a cat, but that didn't happen. She went after the cat, and the poor little kitten hid under the car, and I felt so bad. And I had to smack her in the ass and tell her, no, what are you thinking? Are you stupid? But yeah, I don't think we're going to get a kitten anytime soon. That being said, as I'm talking with God now, traffic's opening up, we're doing 50. Go figure, huh? Never fails, and then I got to pay attention again. No, I'm just kidding. I pay attention. All four voices pay attention when I'm driving. That's what's hilarious. I think that's why I like driving. It brings all of them together, and they all concentrate. So, that being said, I don't know if I'll share this video, but I feel one with God right now, so I thought I'd make it. Sometimes I got to explain to my wife, I just like to drive, and that's what brings all the voices in my head together. And I think about my uncle. That's a huge trigger for me. And I realize the voice in my head, that's also what I want to talk about. The voice in my head that I was supposed to be listening to is the voice of is God. I swear it's God. But it's also the voice of my wife. And people have come before me that always tried to lead me in the right direction. And I've realized now it's also the voice that would have been my uncle. I was at that age where I was rebelling, and that's when I lost him. And we started becoming friends, but I was still a jackass. I was a teenager. I didn't know any better. And then it was taken before I had a chance to go full circle, I should say. My oldest one's doing that now, and I warned her about it. To be nicer, to be a better person, to, not be so judgmental. Don't be me. She's seen what I'm like. Don't be me. If I taught him one thing in life, you know what? Be a little more patient with people. And that's by watching my impatience. If that's what they get from me, so be it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to film these or whether I'm going to post these. It's for my own. I go back and I read them and I say, do I really want to talk about this or don't I? Do I want to discuss this with my wife and my children or don't I? Or do I want them to find this years from now and they'll understand that dad's maybe on a different level than them? Maybe I'm not as sane. Hopefully I didn't pass down my insanity onto my children. Although my little one was going through a little thing this morning and I really wanted to chew her ass, tell her to suck it up and, it's all on her. Stop blaming her mother for stuff that she did. But I managed to bite my tongue, keep my mouth shut. My wife handled it. The situation handled itself. I listened to the big voice in my head that said, butt out. I don't usually butt out. Maybe I should more often. Other times I can't help myself. When something's wrong, it's wrong, and you got to speak up, whether it's going to go on deaf ears or not. You can't hold it in sometimes, and that's how I feel around the house sometimes. Even if I know it's not going to lead to a better place, I'm going to open my mouth. That being said, I'm trying to be a more patient person, a better person, a more helpful person, if that means anything. Anyway, that being said, I'm one with God. Check out Kevin's Corner. I don't know where we are, but stop voting in these crazy Democrats that are just bringing us down a foxhole of hell. They're pushing insanity. They're pushing communism. They're pushing socialism. Wake up, America, before it's too late. That's my goal in life. I've told you, Thomas Sowell, bring America back. Open our mouths, talk to one another, realize we are not the nation that the mainstream media is trying to portray us, and that these Democrat leadership is trying to portray us. Get all the facts. Look at this January 6th commission they're trying to put together. January 6th was a goddamn, excuse my French, it was a joke. 200 morons went into the Capitol building. The police let them. Go watch all the videos before you make up your mind. Don't watch the speed up CNN versions. The ones they put music behind and they have the deep voices. Watch the real videos. Go watch Elijah Schaffer. Go watch what really was going on in the Capitol building. Go watch some of the independents who've made videos about it. Stop following mainstream media. Okay? That's what God also wants you to know. Get all the facts. Know all the people. They're trying to portray half of America as hating America. The half that loves America. That's what bugs the crap out of me. The half that loves America, believes in our national anthem, believes in this Declaration of Independence, that believes in our amendments, that believes in the greatness that is America and that will always be America as long as we can keep our Constitution. They're telling us we're the bad guys. In what world? In what world am I the bad guy? Not in this damn world. I believe in God. I believe in guns. Yes, I do. I don't own any, but I believe in people's rights to own them. I believe in our First Amendment to speak about God wherever the hell we so choose. Excuse my French. And I believe that, yeah, you can be crazy and you can deal with it and you can talk to people, but a lot of people don't want to hear you. But you know what? There's a lot of other people who do and who will tell you their stories. You got to be willing and be patient. And I'm learning myself. Don't make it all about myself. I've always done that. I take a situation, I turn it around, I make it about myself. That's something I'm trying to work on. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. I like other people's stories. I get their stories. I share my stories. I got to remember to let them finish their stories before I start my story. I learned that today with Brennan Smoke Shop. He wouldn't let me keep interrupting him. I love those guys. Check them out. It's a great store. No matter which one you go to, I have yet to have a bad experience at Brennan Smoke Shop. That being said, I'm traveling with God. Highways opened up. I'm doing 75. That's a sign. Go home and take care of the leaves and make my wife happy. And to have that pill I'm supposed to have. I got a night off. I'll take the other 3 with me. I'll see where I go from here. But I won't get as excited as I did the last 2 times I saw God. Or that I felt God. That's those voices in my head. I lose my mind because, hey, you would too when you talk to God. Who wouldn't? But that being said, I just took the wrong exit. I guess I'll go where this one takes me. East, north, I don't even know where I'm going anymore. That's what happens when I talk to God. I pay attention to the road, but I don't pay attention to my sign, and my GPS isn't working. For some reason, it was working. I had it set. Now that I'm talking with God, talking to you, it won't interrupt me and tell me I was supposed to take a left or a right. But here we go. I'm back where I was supposed to be before. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to get off here so I can pay attention to the signs as well. And God bless, God love you. These videos aren't just for me, even though they are for me, and I watch them, and I decide later on whether I want to share them. Maybe I hurt somebody's feelings, maybe I didn't. Maybe I said too much and I shouldn't have gone that far. I watch them, and then I listen. And do I really want to say what I said? This video here, the dog woke up, she's giving me a look. I think I'm going to share it. Anyway, God bless, God love you. Maybe I'll go to work tonight. It's still up in the air. We'll see where God takes me. Anyway, that being said, God bless, God love you. I got to finish Kevin's Corner. The guy should be on the late night TV. I'm telling you, anybody out there who has the networks, you want to look into Kevin's Corner, and not a liberal network. No, I'm talking, Glenn Ordway, or not Glenn Ordway, Glenn Beck. Glenn Ordway's another guy I used to listen to, but I can't find him anymore. I can't take his co-hosts anymore. I loved him. Don't make his co-hosts, so I don't listen anymore. Anyway, that being said, Glenn Beck, check out Kevin's Corner. The guy's awesome. Anyway, God bless, God love you. I got to get my way back home so I can take care of those leaves and make my wife happy for once. Well, once today. It's one day at a time. God bless, God love you.